Hello everybody and welcome back to Last Epoch. We are continuing to just kind of play around with the end game. I'm the kind of person who likes to do different builds. I'm not necessarily interested in trying to get all the way to the end of 100% gameplay and all that stuff. So today we are playing around with our I redid my Primalist and we're doing a Swarmblade build, which has actually been kind of fun. Currently working on trying to kind of sort of gear them out, but you know, finding the gear is a little bit difficult. I play exclusively in offline mode now, so finding gear is well, I don't know. I never did any trading with the actual trading mechanic anyway, so I guess it doesn't really matter. Anyway, let's hop into the thing. I'm just trying to blast through the regular monoliths for now. Try to get him caught up with my rogue. Right now, this is kind of my second favorite character so far. We'll see how it continues, but I think this Swarmblade form's pretty fun, especially because, you know, you do some attacks and you get this nice little tornado effect that happens. And as long as you keep, as long as you can keep your haste, my maelstroms up, it keeps me hasted, which keeps me moving quickly. So. For this one, because we're using the tornado, there's a bunch of lightning bolts and stuff that go around the screen, so I don't really have to I don't have to like stand there and just like, I only have to stand here and like slash things down when they're rares like that. Which is good because it makes it so that my rage stays up pretty high most of the time. What am I supposed to be doing here? Activate shrines to lure out the ambush, okay. So let me go back to this one. There. So yeah, I just gotta keep doing the dive here. The dive creates stacks with maelstrom. If I keep my maelstrom stacks above 6, then we maintain haste. That takes care of him. Okay, cool. Bone amulet is on my list of things to try to get. As a matter of fact, I should probably bring up my build guide, huh? Let's see here. 2 tabs, Lightning Swarmblade. There we go. So, the starter gears are supposed to have an eviscerating bone amulet of acid. It's supposed to have critical strike. As a matter of fact, let me, oh, it does. Okay. So, this is what they want us to get for the starter part. I'm ultimately looking for this guy here. But the starter bone thing, critical strike mana, and shredding of armor are kind of the big ones, and some health if we can get it on there. So let's finish grabbing our quest reward here, and then we can hop into this. We got a bunch of those. Didn't we pick up some scepters here? Oh, okay. Kolnavar's Claim is one of the items that we need for our endgame build. We need the imbued version. So at some point we're gonna have to go and do the Temple of the Sanctum of Time, or whatever that last dungeon is. We have to go do that. But I'm definitely gonna be holding on to both of these. I don't believe that these help me now because I found another non-legendary version of this, and the damage went down precipitously when I tried to do that. So let's just double check and make sure. Yeah, 895. Yeah. So, oh, I need to get rid of that. Let's put this in here. So lightning damage is actually good for us. What was so for this guy, we wanted, lightning damage is good. Obviously, we want the critical strike multiplier. So I think I'm going to put the critical strike multiplier, health, and chance to shred armor on hit. What do I have on here right now? Damage while transform, movement speed while transform. Oh, but minus 25 to all resistances while transform. So yeah, I definitely don't want to hold on to that, I don't think. So let's go ahead and do the critical strike multiplier. We'll do the critical strike multiplier. And then, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to get the health regen per second, but that's alright. Lightning damage first, and then I guess we'll get some void resistance out of that. And then, alright, so 12, 639 versus 10. Yeah, we're going to lose some damage, but I really don't want to lose... Yeah, that kills my resistances, so I definitely don't want to hold on to that. So, we got... And unfortunately, I have to swap these out every time to see what the numbers are going to be. So this is the base item that I need, but I need to upgrade it to the legendary item. So, yeah. And then I'm pretty sure I already have a couple of these. All right, yeah, I have one of these in here. So we'll just keep the best version of it. 29... 35, 71, 30. Both of these are worse, so we won't hold on to that. I've got a frozen iron. Okay. So let me sort those, and then I can, well, of course they went 2 different places. 116, well, I mean, I'm not really going to be doing cold anything, so I'll just get rid of this. I'm not trying to hold on to things I don't need. That's kind of my, like, I get, you get into this, like, hoarder mentality, and I really don't want to do that. Oh, wait, no, I didn't mean to do that. I want those because I need a couple of chances to turn that into the specific item that I need. So, we need that. We definitely need as many of those as we can get. But I don't necessarily need to hold on to a bunch of junk. Okay, and then, so for now, I'm just kind of setting all the items that I'm holding on to. Okay, so I don't need that because it doesn't have legendary potential. Because we're going to try to turn one of these into the specific item that we need. And my understanding is that without legendary potential, you can't upgrade it. So there's that. And then I'm waiting for level 70. This is one of the items. If we look at the thing here, the in-game and aspirational build both have this, well... We need the legendary potential version of this to be able to upgrade it to that. So I don't believe this one is the legendary potential. Oh, it is. It is. Okay, so we have the base item that we need. I'll equip it once we're high enough to be able to do that. We got to be level 72, and I have several more levels to go. We'll sell that because I don't really need that because it has no potential to turn into what we need it to turn into. All right, cool. Sorry that you guys have to sit through all that, but I have to go through these mental processes to make sure I'm doing things right. We need a few more iterations of going through things. So that way we can clear out this one and move on to the next tier. So... we also have the locusts that we can spawn. They significantly increase damage output, but I usually forget to do it, so... like, if I'm fighting a really tough boss or something like that, I usually remember to pull them out. Because a lot of times what ends up happening is that everything dies before they have a chance to spawn. Because what you're doing is you're basically putting these hives on the ground, and they spawn from the hives. But you have to have enemies nearby for them to spawn. And if you're killing everything before your locusts have a chance to spawn, pulling them out doesn't do anything for it. Because a lot of times, even if I'm not doing anything, the enemies still die. Because my tornado and my lightning bolts and all that stuff just kills everything. Okay. So we just need to kill one more wave of enemies after this. And here's our guy. Okay, cool. Scepters and rings. And out we go. What did we get? Hand of Judgment, Thorn Slinger. Don't believe any of this is what we needed.
Yes.
And since we don't get anything back for that, I'm just going to sell that. So we have a couple of legendary potential items here.
Take care.
Go ahead and just store them for now, and then later on, when my inventory gets really full, I will go through and clear some stuff out. All right, do we have enough? No, we need to do one more of these to get that. Oh, and we leveled up. I forgot we leveled up. What am I working on right now? Shaman. The build I'm following actually has things from 3 different trees on it, so I believe right now we're leveling this up. Let's see, where are we at? Where are we in the build right now? Passives. I am currently working on this. I don't understand why we would go for totems, because I don't have any totems in this build. I don't know if maybe my locusts somehow count as totems, but it doesn't explain that to me in the guide, so I just went ahead and grabbed a couple of points here so that I could get to this. Because we're supposed to be getting 5 ranks of that, and then just kind of putting more into this. This is like what we're trying to get to with the passive tree there, so I'm not sure why we're doing what we're doing, but we're trying to get to 60 attunement because one of my abilities gets drastically better once you hit 60 attunement. There's no other quest reward, or there's no other zone rewards that I'm particularly interested in that are far enough away from the center of the zone to matter to me. So I guess we'll just go for these experience points, because what else am I going to go for? Okay, we'll get our first stack of Maelstrom. Second stack with Haste. And keep the Maelstrom stacks up. So destroy the Void Spire. All right, so I'm not going to waste a bunch of time here. We're just going to get out of here. Because I want to get through the story. Well, we'll kill these guys. I have a prophecy that requires me to kill rares, so we'll stop for those. But outside of that, we're not stopping too much. I'll hit them once to try to keep my tornadoes going as best I can, but I'm not going to focus too much on it. Okay, there should be a guardian here somewhere. There's a guardian. Oh, there it is. I don't know if we just killed the guardian, I didn't notice, but... Okay, that gives us tomes of experience. And then we get a bunch of other rewards. Head over to the chest, get rid of our idol, and then now we have enough timeline stability to do the actual story things here. So let's get this done as quick as we can. So this build is pretty insane, if I'm honest. It does a lot of damage very quickly. It has some pretty good survivability.
Safe travels.
And because the Maelstroms add stacks of, or because the Maelstrom gives us basically continual haste, so long as we remember to maintain it. We're able to move, like one of the drawbacks to this build is just the fact that you don't really have a really long long traversal skill. Our only traversal skill in this form is our dive, and it only just jumps forward like that. But because it gives us haste, that kind of makes up for it, as long as we can remember to keep the haste up. So if you keep your dive on cooldown for the most part, it's not as nice as having like one of those really long jumping traversal skills. It's not quite that fast, but it's still better than nothing. Okay, kill all the cultists here. Go to the town square. All right, cool. Get down here. Lightning bolts are... So this build works very similarly to the way that the bear version works. You're basically just running around trying to get lightning bolts to spawn everywhere, and then you keep this tornado on. Let's get our hives out here to get the extra damage from our locusts. And then because you have this tornado attached to you the whole time, as long as you're standing right next to whatever it is. I'm not going to go through the whole build. The build is available on Max Roll. It's this blade swarming one. Okay, so let's do the dark that. I don't know why that threw me for a loop. The menu popped up and it just felt like it was different for some reason. I don't know why. Boom, boom, boom. But the basic premise of the thing is that you have the arm blade slash that has a bunch of abilities tied to it. And then you have the dive that has Maelstrom attached. It casts Maelstrom every time you use it, and as long as you can keep the Maelstrom stacks above 6 stacks, you have haste, which makes you much faster. Makes you attack much faster, it makes you run around much faster. And then the tornado has a bunch of lightning bolts and stuff. You can see the lightning bolts just randomly striking things as we go. So for small packs of mobs, you don't have to necessarily stand there and just blade them down. You can just hit them once, and the lightning bolts and the tornado itself does most of the work for you. I'm also not claiming this build. I didn't come up with it. I'm using it from Maxwell. Okay, there we go. Kill this guy here. Get our hives out. Add some more damage. There we go. And that's it for that. So yeah, we're just trying to hurry up and burn through the required stuff so that we can get all of our gear, all of our benefits, and you know, hopefully level up. That's also a nice part, but mostly just trying to quickly get through these things here. Let's get our immediately. Anytime I know it's going to be like a big boss like that. Oh, actually, that's a boss. Okay. Once we get up to the big boss, I'll make sure we have our guys out. And this guy here. Man, now I wish I'd taken a couple of those Raya the Black Sun prophecies. I always forget that that's what this one is. That hurt. Don't stand in the freaking highlighted areas, duh. Hey, come on. It does pretty decent damage, but, you know, it's not, like, insane damage. But I do have the kill things once I get to, like, 15% health left. So, that reduces the time somewhat. Void resistance, spell damage, increased void damage. Spell damage leeches health. The problem is that... I mean, I guess that's probably what I want. Because I have a bunch of spell damage attached to things. Melee. I mean, I guess not. I mean, yeah, spell damage there. Lightning and... I'm just gonna do void resistance. I don't know if that's smart or not. Okay. So yeah, that's going to do it for today's episode. I'm going to continue trying to, you know, get this character through the paces there, and hopefully get to the point where I can craft some legendary gear for it, because that would be really nice. But thanks for watching. Be sure to click the like button, subscribe to help us reach 10,000 subscribers. Join as a member for early access to videos, among other perks, where you can just leave YouTube's version of a tip with that thanks button. I also have PayPal and Patreon links for those of you who prefer to go that route. So thanks again for watching. Be sure to come back for our next video, and I'll see you then.